Okay, hello. No. Okay, hello. Hello, everybody out there. We are just getting ourselves set up here with the stream. We are just getting ourselves set up here. We're waiting for TobhoMott just to load in, but welcome. Just getting ourselves set up here. We're waiting for TobhoMott just to load in, but welcome. Sorry, I had a bit of echo there. Okay, so for those of you joining us today, we have Groosalugg versus TobhoMott for round 2 of the World Cup for the North America Regionals. Both players are playing Targaryens, and I think we are very likely to see both of them bring their Mother of Dragons lists. The game mode is a Dance with Dragons that they're going to be playing. So we have dragons on dragons on dragons. Seems like we're having a little technical difficulties. TobhoMott sort of disconnected. Well, let's, at the very least, let's bring you guys in so you can see what's going on here on the board. We're just waiting for our players to load in. As we said, we are playing today at Dance with Dragons. These are the new 1.7 game modes. So we are playing the new, where the objective cards for the 3 objectives are randomized rather than the standard set 3. We see here that Groosalugg has loaded in his army already, and as I'm pretty sure, all predicted, we are seeing a Mother of Dragons list. But we are still waiting on TobhoMott. Hello, Charles Tran in the chat. Yeah, I had a bit of an echo there, but we seem to have that under control. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take your word on that, Charles. I have never had blackened alligator.
I'm switching to my PC mic because it's slightly better.
Ooh.
Oh, that's much better, actually.
I don't know what just happened here.
How's your ankle?
Oh, it's feeling better. Walk around almost a bit now.
Seem to be having some connection issues here.
When's the last time you played this game?
Yes. I have I have never had
once, twice with like my fiance, but I haven't played like an eternity. Yeah. So like.
Okay. Things seem to be here. The objectives. So, for the objectives, we have vulnerable when scoring. One enemy within long range of the unit controlling this objective becomes vulnerable. Max dice when controlling the center objective. And +1 hand size and +1 card when refilling your hand. That is a very strong one. This max dice will not matter for dragon on dragon. And neither will really the vulnerable, as the dragon fire is not going to be letting defensive saves be taken either way. The only time we're going to see that potentially come into effect is if the Mother of Dragon, either of these two, the left or the center cards come into play, is if either Mother of Dragon decides to claim it and attack. You can see here, we'll go through Groosalug's list really quick because it's a pretty standard list. We're playing Mother of Dragons, so we have obviously Viserion, Rhaegal, and Drogon. And the Mother of Dragons herself is in a unit of Stormcrow Dervishers. As for NCUs, we have the Walder Frey, a Pyat Pree, and Illyrio Mopatis. That's a very strong NCU collection there. The potential double activation with Illyrio, making sure you always have a spot open for him on the board, with Pyat Pree, and Walder potentially being able to shut down TobhoMott's ability to draw some of his own cards. Interesting, the two outsides are both relevant. Yeah, the hand side is going to be the biggest one. That's going to be the most important, I think, between the two of them. And true, if TobhoMott decides not to play Mother of Dragons, then it'll come in way more impactful, as always rolling max dice, and vulnerable tokens will become much stronger. I think his second list is a Jorah list. And no, we see incoming his Mother of Dragons. So we are having dragons on dragons in a Dance with Dragons. Whew, this is going to be a very dragon-filled match. So let's take a quick look at his list as well. So we have the obvious Viserion, Rhaegal, and Drogon. And his Mother of Dragons is in a unit of Bolton Blackguard. As for NCUs, we see Walder Frey, Tycho Notaurus, and a Pyat Pree. So one of these hosts the Undyings, I believe, is supposed to go away. I don't know if there's an FAQ on that or not, but I believe that to be the case. There should only be the 6 open NCU slots. And we're going to see basically which comes out stronger. The healing of the 5 wounds, which can be massive for a dragon, or if the ability to double activate with Illyrio Mopatis becomes more impactful. The other biggest change between these two lists is the Blackguards. The Blackguards. I've been saying it wrong, obviously. For TobhoMott, they have the 3+ with a 4+, a 3+ save and a 6+ morale, whereas the Dervishers have a 4+ save and a 6+ morale. The save won't come in as an issue as much, where mostly they'll be taking Dragonfire if they're being attacked, but the Dervishers will have both more speed and more offensive capability if the Mother Dragons does need to get in there. So we see some terrain coming down. We have 2 weirwood trees, 1 corpse pile, and 1 stakes. Yes, it's very interesting, all the weirwood. I'm assuming this is so that they are over the hand objective, yes. So, depending on whose Mother Dragons decides to claim this weirwood tree, it looks like they're going to be trying to fight over this objective, as we all know that it is likely the most impactful. And we see TobhoMott winning the roll-off to decide if he wants to go choose first player or deployment sides. Now we're likely going to see whoever chooses deployment sides. Okay, so he passed that off to Groosalugg, and obviously we're seeing him switch because he doesn't want his Mother of Dragons to have to deal with these stakes to get him to this +1 card hand size. So that objective is obviously on this side. We see the stakes here and the weirwood tree. The other one will be punished by a corpse pile. So if TobhoMott wants to go for that, he is going to be at a -1 on all his panic tests, which will be large. That gives him a larger chance of dropping the objective, as well as taking some damage. Alright, for the life of me, why people are so insistent on using double woods and double piles in every game. They literally do nothing in this game mode. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Double weirwoods really doesn't matter. The stakes make it slightly interesting. They do have one slight interaction with the dragons in that they can move over them without taking any of the effects, the hindering, dangerous, rough. But if they were to land on top of the stakes, they would be taking that dangerous terrain roll. Other than that, for the dragons, the weirwood trees and the pile do nothing. It'll only come into effect if a mother of dragons decides to go for that objective. I agree. The dropping of a palisade would be able to let the dragons hop in and out. They can fully hide behind the wall and not be attacked. And they can sort of jump out and attack as needed. It's more of kind of a safe play. We see the units being set up now. We have it's like 3 dragons apiece being dropped first. I see TobhoMott bringing them heavily onto his right flank. All 3 of them clustered together. Groosalugg deciding to spread his slightly more in the center of the board. Very interesting deployment style. Now these stakes are also likely within range of these blackguards to potentially get a free maneuver up to them and then attack the stakes, getting rid of them right off the bat. It's kind of a shame because it's just removing one more piece of terrain and we're left with just 2 weirwoods and a corpse pile, which will likely do nothing over the entire core of the game. I do agree. Palisades, stakes, something to make positioning slightly more effective throughout the game. Now, surprisingly... Oh, wait, no. We're seeing him... I was going to say, surprisingly, Groos is going for the objective over on the corpse pile side with his mother dragons. But it looks like he is going to be deploying at the center back of the board. I'm wondering if this is going to be a hold 1 or 2 objective style game, where they are going to each hold 1, fight over the middle, and maybe 1 to 2 dragons die, or if somebody is going to try to be aggressive and get that double tap of a dragon off first. We know that it will take a bare minimum of 2 attacks from a dragon to kill another. On average, dealing 5 wounds. That is where Illyrio comes in for Groosalugg, being able to double activate one of these dragons. But also, TobhoMott has the heal 5 from Tycho, so it may very well just cancel each other out in the end. Okay, so we have decks shuffled. Looks like TobhoMott is deciding if he would like to go first or second. We haven't seen him draw his hand yet. A lot of cards in this matchup are also not going to be overly relevant. Fire Made Flesh will not be doing anything. We're going to be looking for cards such as Overrun, Hit and Run, Dragon's Flight could be very strong in this matchup, where the extra maneuverability for one player over the other could take a larger effect. Okay, so it looks like TobhoMott is taking first turn. We have no Varys, so there will be no blocking of any zones. Interesting to see. I think we're likely going to see a tactic zone come out first. If not a tactic zone, then we're going to see that maneuver to get Daenerys' unit up towards these stakes. And we see Tycho claiming the tactic zone. You can see, yep, as I was just about to say, a panic token come down on Daenerys' unit and 2 cards come out. Panic damage to them is going to be the easiest way to stop them from holding that objective, and a better chance of, although you can't one-shot the unit with a dragon, taking it down and crippling it to 1 wound will mean that a dragon can actually hold and contest an objective over it. That is the other big thing here. Dragons do not count as their amount of remaining wounds for holding and contesting objectives. They only count as a single rank. So if any of the dragons were to claim an objective, and the opponent's Daenerys were to charge in, they would clear that objective off of them. So we see Groosalugg here. It looks like claiming the crown with his Walder, and he is going to influence Daenerys' unit. It's interesting that he's going for this play this early. He will be taking a panic test at -1, so a pass on a 7. However, the wounds from this, if any occur... Oh no, we're not seeing that. We are seeing... Fire and blood. Why is that? I'm not sure what we're seeing here. Is Groosalugg may have just decided to take a card from his deck. Yes, it looks like Groosalugg has decided that he would rather search for a card out of his deck, one of Daenerys' commander cards, and we see Dracarys come out, rather than the panic test. Charles, yes, you are right. Both Dragon's Flight and Dracarys can be highly useful in this. Those free attacks, like we said, it is going to take a minimum of 2 dragon attacks. Well, no, it's going to take exactly 2 dragon attacks without any healing shenanigans to kill a dragon. They do a minimum of 8 wounds on their attack with the D3 plus 3 wounds, and the dragons have 8 health. Coming back to TobhoMott, we see Walder come down, dealing a wound to Groosalugg's Mother of Dragons, and healing back his own. This is honestly the play I thought we would see. Potentially Groosalugg was worried about a panic test coming out on his own Mother of Dragons unit with that panic token on them. And we see our first 6 of the game on the House the Undying from Pyat Pri. So Groosalugg will be able to draw his own card. Any card out of the deck that he would like. This is very strong. He can already claim his own commander cards that he needs. But he's definitely going to be wanting to be discarding the entire hand of TobhoMott. On the reroll, and there it is. There's the 1. He will take 2 condition tokens across his army. So we will likely see Daenerys have a full set of conditions on her, I would say. After TobhoMott discards his hand. Let's see. Oh, I missed some of those. Fire and Blood, Blood of the Dragon, Overrun, and a Hit and Run. We did see that there was one Daenerys card in there. I missed it. I am unable to search, sadly. Oh, okay, here we go. TobhoMott is bringing them... Nope. No, he's not. Not quite sure why he's searching through there right now. Potentially he is just pulling the card he is going to want out. Because he can still, with his Pipe Pre, claim a zone and pull one of his own cards back. Now we have not seen the second part of that rolling a wand of 2 condition tokens coming down. Charles Trant, I will say the only better I have seen for the House the Undying was in the TSL when Corrin Halfhand had, I believe it was 5 6s and then a 1 rolled against him on the House the Undying. So not only did his opponent get every card out of his deck that he wanted, Corrin lost all his cards, and as a Night's Watch player, losing a mitt full of cards is never something that you want to have happen. We see Groosalugg now activating his Stormcrow Dervishers to come up onto this objective. It would seem as though Rhaegal here had activated to move up and clear the stakes for Daenerys to march up through. And it's very strange, the pivot that Groosalugg is taking here with his Dervishers. He's not looking to be able to grab this objective on the corpse pile. He's a vulnerable one scoring. Tobho has already taken his activation, so we'll be back to Groosalugg. This is very, very quick turn 1. Hello, Sunday Slaughter. Yes, Charles and I have been talking quite a bit. So Groosalugg, we see here activating his Rhaegal. Just going to be likely coming up to defend the front of Daenerys' unit. He's going to want to be able to keep a buffer between Dany and any other dragons while being in range to grab this center objective. Dragon's Flight and Dracarys are going to be highly important for this exact reason. If we can see Groosalugg grab 2 objectives and play defensively with his own Mother of Dragons, he will be scoring more points than TobhoMott will be able to. See TobhoMott here bring out Viserys. Going to be maneuvering towards the center of the board, it looks. Yes, we have a Mother of Dragons mirror. Not only a Mother of Dragons mirror, we have Mother of Dragons and a Dance with Dragons. It's dragons on dragons on dragons. There could not be any more dragons in this entire game than what we have right now. I don't even think there are any attachments. Nothing else with the word dragon could come up more than what we have going on here. It looks like TobhoMott is playing quite conservatively on his own side here. He will have second activation next round, but that just means that Groosalugg will be able to hop on objectives before he has a chance. Ooh. This will be an interesting play. Do we see Viserion potentially coming out? Now this is a play that I'm never a fan of. I think that when you split your dragons up this far, if Groosalugg decides to bring Viserion over to this objective here, I think he's splitting them too far and he will not have the needed support to be able to keep A, his dragons alive, and B, use his cards to their full effect. Yes, we are very happy that at least one Mother of Dragons will be going 1-1 and not undefeated into round 3. We will only have a single Mother of Dragons undefeated on the North America side of this World Cup. And actually, I believe we had already seen one Mother of Dragons lose in this round. Groose is going right in there. Now, this is very dangerous. We have the potential to see a Dragon's Flight come out. No, we don't. Right, TobhoMott lost all of his cards. Yes, Charles, I agree. There have been lots of Stark Mirrors this round. I have personally only played Stark Mirrors. I played Brett round 1, and I believe it was Ashiguru. That is who I played round 2. So I've currently played 2 games against Targaryens so far. Welcome, Chris Hustis. The EU1 lost game 2 for sure. Yeah. Yep. A dragon list in round 1 NA. I don't believe he was playing the Mother of Dragons in that game Sunday Slaughter. I believe he played his Queen of Marine. So, I'm not sure what we have going on here. Why this Viserion is moving in this way. Potentially he's just measuring out to see with a shift if he would be able to get off an attack. Now it looks like Viserion wants to be within range. So Viserion will be within range to attack this Mother of Dragons from his opponents. This will be very interesting. So we see Pyat Pri come down onto the swords. It will be just a null zone right there unless he wishes to bring out a card. I cannot imagine he wouldn't want to take a Dragon's Flight or a Dracarys right now. We don't see him searching anything just yet. We still have Illyrio to activate. That is something I was not thinking about right away. Groosalugg will have first activation in round 2. If we see Illyrio come down to remove the activation on Viserion, Viserion can potentially, I'm assuming, shift onto this objective or shift near it, get a attack off on the Mother of Dragons and start chipping away at her and potentially force out that Tycho Notoris heal early. 2 looks like he's going to split instead, which I don't agree with. If he can kill off this Mother of Dragons quick here with these 2 dragons, where he does have the round turn 1 activation, it will be very, very interesting. Killing that Mother of Dragons will be a 3-point swing, so even if both of these dragons do die, he will be up enough in points that I think he should be able to hopefully withstand, maybe do a 2-for-1, lose his 2 dragons, take out 1 dragon in killing this Mother of Dragons here, if need be. It's very interesting. So Groosalugg has activated all his field units. We have left Illyrio to come down, who can either take the free maneuver, or potentially, and I think most likely, we'll see Targaryen here unactivate and get the free attack off. Now, I would like to see Drogon here come up into the flank. He's going to want to make sure that his Mother Dragons won't be taking flank attacks. That extra -1 to the panic will make them taking it on a 8+, which is much more likely. Yep, so we see it here. Coming in to defend this flank, just body blocking. And we definitely are not going to want to see flank attacks onto the Mother of Dragons. Charles, I do agree that the L is all that matters against the Mother of Dragons. We will only have 1 currently who will be 2-0. Then I believe we will have 2, if not 3, that are 1-1. Here we go in Tobho. So that does matter. I agree. The Illyrio in this matchup could be the difference right now. So we see him coming down. I believe he is checking for who is in range of a flank. Potentially Drogon here, who I believe is the one who puts out the panic. Yes, the panicked token. A panicked token in the flank of these blackguards would be very huge. Ah, the Walder. Okay, sorry. Earlier I said I'm not sure why TobhoMott is not claiming a card with Pyat Pre. And it is because of the Walder card here blocking Daenerys' ability. Now, wow, very surprisingly, we see Drogon charging Drogon. So we know it is an automatic in. I'm not sure why he... Unless that one is it right... No, that one is from the House of the Undying. I'm not sure why he hasn't rolled for it. He does have tactics cards. The Disorder potentially could change what tactics cards he could play. Ooh, and we see a big 3 come out, so that will be 6 wounds. There will be no panic, but a panicked token coming down on the Mother of Dragons. Now this is almost all for naught, though. As we can see Tychonosaurus at the start of the round coming down and healing up 5 wounds here. Dragons do not lose ranks. They will not lose dice. So, just as I suspected, TobhoMott is burning his Tychonosaurus to heal up his Drogon. So essentially only taking a single wound from that attack. I believe the smarter play would have been to go for the Mother of Dragons. That panicked damage that could have also happened. So, coming down, we see Walder Frey onto the swords. We are likely going to see a free attack here. So that will be 4 more wounds, and the additional wound from Walder himself for a total of 6 wounds done. So we are right back to where this started. He's taken 7 wounds. I believe he's taken 1 too many. Hopefully he clicks that back. It really does not matter in the grand scheme of things, with the fact that at bare minimum, dragons, yes, deal 4 damage. I believe he just accidentally over damaged himself, and that is why we see this going on. There we go, the proper 6 wounds. The model's not in there, but we all know what's going on. Okay. So now we are on to Tobho's activation. We are likely not to see him take the board. Even if you were to take the money bags, it would not heal him up enough to stop Drogon from potentially killing him next turn. He's at 6 wounds. There would be, I guess, on a roll of a 1 of the D3, he could stop. He would be still alive on 1 wound. But then we have Viserion, who could potentially finish him off very easily. So we see Drogon activating, attacking back in melee, dealing 5 wounds himself. Are we going to see any cards come down? Potentially. I'm not sure. Do they have a Swift Retreat in their main deck? Let me just quickly check here. Basic deck over. Yes. No Swift Retreat. So it looks like we are just going to see Drogon for Groosalugg activate, finish off Drogon, and then take a free maneuver. Not quite sure what is being measured here. Potentially just making sure that Rhaegal can't fly in and damage him. Don't believe we saw any cards played, so there's no overrun happening here. There it is right there. The overrun is coming down and charging into the flank. Oh, apparently the front. I would have assumed flank. And now we'll see the attacks coming into this Mother of Dragons. So the D3 plus 3 wounds into her for a total of 4 wounds, and then a panic check at a -1 with the panicked token. A 7 will be a pass, so we're likely to see the panic token spent to reroll this 1 on the D3 and the 6 on the D6. And we see another pass with a 6 on the D6. This is why I was saying earlier that it would have been very important to get into the flank of the Mother of Dragons. That that extra -1 to panic damage is very important for this exact reason right now. So although TobhoMott is currently down 1 dragon, he can very easily bring one around to clear off Drogon. So on TobhoMott's activation, checking his stats, seeing, probably remembering. I don't know if it's the same with him or not, but I am constantly forgetting which dragon puts out which token. The vulnerable obviously being the most useful currently to TobhoMott, which I believe is not Rhaegal. It is Viserion. Yes, I agree that was the best possible outcome for that whole turn for Mott. Only dealing 4 wounds to the Blackguards and being able to pass the panic test and spend the panicked token. We see a die being rolled here. Is this potentially for a retreat? The Mother of Dragons? A swift retreat coming out. There will be no wounds dealt because nobody currently holds the maneuver zone on the tactics board. That's a large shame for O, and we seem to have just lost connection. I'm not sure what just happened here. I don't know if that was just me or if one of the hosts lost connection. Give me 1 second, folks. Hop back on Discord. Hey there, guys. Hey. Oh, I'm still muted. That's what's going on. Hey there, guys. Did the game just drop out on the both of you as well?
Yeah.
In it, but it out.
Okay.
I internet is.
Do you want to rehost?
Sure. So it's right if I out.
Yeah, it's currently not coming up for me right now.
I'll set it.
Good morning, Wargames Indonesia. We just seem to have run into some slight technical difficulties here. One of our hosts have just dropped. I think he could have charged that other dragon and used that overrun better. So, yeah, that is potentially true. The amount of damage that he could have potentially put down onto the Mother of Dragons with both the the D3 plus 3 automatic wounds, as well as the panicked token. There's more potential of damage. The damage spike could have been up to as much as 10 wounds, which would have put his Mother Dragons in a very, very poor spot. It seems that Groosalugg has fully disconnected. I'm so sorry about this, everyone. Yeah. I'm still in the opinion that Drogon should have gone into the Mother of Dragons, charged there, and then had Tycho been burned to heal Daenerys' unit up. There's still that potential of spike damage from a failed panic test that could have overtaxed even that healing. We saw, I believe, TobhoMott's Drogon took 6 wounds. 6 wounds from that initial attack from Drogon. So had that have been into a flank charge on Daenerys' own unit, then with the panic test we could have seen potentially more damage come through, and a second attack should have finished her off as the first activation of round 2. Then an overrun could have happened into another dragon. So he could have taken out both Mother Dragons and a dragon in that one activation. I shouldn't say one activation, with that one sort of sequencing. Yeah. My favorite part of the Mother Dragon mirror, I honestly don't know. I think it all comes down to the NCUs really in this matchup. Yeah. I think that Tychonosaurus is definitely the better NCU in the general overall sort of game. He definitely has more impact when it comes to other faction matchups, being able to heal those dragons back up, being able to heal up the Mother of Dragons if she takes some spike wounds. But the Illyrio double activation is just enough for you to get a kill off on a dragon in a turn. You can do the charge like we saw into a next round attack. Sure, it didn't quite work out for Groosalugg because of the Tychonosaurus heal. Yeah, it's very interesting. I think the fact that both brought apply it pre, it almost gets rid of almost a null NCU for one of the two um, players. Still seem to be having some amount of difficulty. There are a lot of things going up here. This is not quite loaded in properly, I would say. Claw looking for his next opponent for the next round. Yes, Claw, you are quite handedly, I believe, still leading the North America regionals in this in the World Cup currently. I checked earlier. I'm not 100% sure. I saw that Griffin won his second game. I don't know if he is currently passed, but I know that you are definitely up there in points. I'm just going to hop back into the Discord. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, you just went to the thing.
Okay. Have things loaded in properly for you guys in TTS?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's just me here. I'm gonna back out again and then rejoin. It is no longer coming up for me in TTS.
Let me check something.
Nope. There we are. Connect. Connecting. Okay, I think we're back in again. Wait for things to load up. Yeah, the table does not seem to be quite loading in properly. Oh, maybe we have it now. No, it doesn't seem to want to be loading in properly for me.
Okay.
Have both of you are both of you in the game currently?
He break while I put it back on.
Okay. Okay, let's try this one more time. I'm sorry everyone for the technical difficulties that are going on. Try restarting my tabletop simulator quickly here. Okay, let's try this again. Come on, things load. Yeah, there's no table at all loading in for me. I don't know what is going on.
Try to
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what's...
hit the game.
And once again, everybody, I'm so sorry for this technical difficulty we seem to be having here. Seems to be something up with one of our connections that keeps it crashed the initial server, and I cannot seem to reconnect. I think Groosalugg is going to be restarting his device here. Hopefully we can get this back up and running. Alright, well, while we are waiting, let's see. Tobo, did you just start a new server for us here? Okay, I just saw a new one came up that said this song. I didn't know if that was you or potentially if we're waiting on Groose to come back. Okay. Alright, everybody. Well, while we are waiting for this to come back up, might as well talk about some of our predictions, at least, for this World Cup. I know I currently am not doing great in my top 8 predictions. I believe at least 3 of my potential top 8s have already taken their first loss. Yep. Wrong password there. Yes, Arrakis was one of my top 3 picks. Okay, we see both players here. Okay, guys, I see that you both now have servers up. Groups. Toho, do you have the saved state from the game?
No.
All right, I'm gonna.
I have loaded up mine, and I have this save state, and you should be able to join in.
Okay, perfect. Join into you. Okay, perfect. We are back in. Quickly grab a. Not fully loaded yet, but we're looking better. Alright, quickly grab this here. Pay no attention to the cards at the bottom of my hand. And there we go, we have our picture signed back up. Okay, guys, I will let you back to it.
Thanks. Sorry for the difficulties.
Alright. Definitely myself there. Okay. So we are back into it. Yes, Sunday Slaughter, I did pick Arrakis as one of my top 8. I also picked you as one of my top 8. Currently in the NA, you gotta bet on yourself, so the two of you, along with myself, are my three current 1-1s. Depending on how this game goes, I also have Griffin in my top 8. I'm trying to think of who my others. Sorry, no, I have Griffin in my top 8, and I know I have. Groosalugg. So it'd be Griffin, Groosalugg, Brett, who still has yet to play, and Brett and Weasel Kingdom are the last 2 games I'm waiting on after this one. Yeah, so it'll be very interesting. I know that as the standings are right now, Sunday Slaughter, it will potentially be you and I playing next round, or Arrakis and myself playing next round. So that does not help me in my top 8 predictions at all. Okay, so we are back to it. We see the Mother of Dragons unit is taking their free retreat from Swift Retreat. As we were saying before, he does not claim the maneuver zone, which would have been very helpful, as a 3 on the D3 would have been able to kill this Drogon unit right here. Now, hopefully, No, that was off of the swords. So what we see here is Rhaegal now activating. We see a charge coming in. Oddly enough, into Viserion. Sunday Slaughter, thank you. I honestly don't know if my list is is as scary as people seem to be thinking it is. I'm still figuring it out. I do agree. Griffin's awful list is terrifying, and that is why I picked him. Um, 4 Ranger trackers with awful, plus the 2 Watch Marshal attachments in there. It is a terrifying sight. It is almost the inspiration for my Rob list. Charles, you play tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. I'm going to guess you are in the UK. No, you are not UK. You are Eastern, I want to say. So that would be 10:30 my time. I will definitely be keeping a lookout on the stat site to see how your game goes. Yes, 2, 3, and 2s will make top 8. I just have to make sure that I play well enough to get enough unit destroyed points, and make sure that my losses are close enough. I do like to shy away from the meta Sunday Slaughter, that is correct. So that roll there must have been to make sure that the charge was not disordered, and we see the attack coming down here, dealing a total of 4 wounds for 1 on the D3. Yes, I am not a fan of meta anything. It's kind of a fault of mine. And we see a swift retreat come out here from Groosalugg to pull back Viserion. Rolling a 3, I believe, for his retreat. He's being able to go back a total of 9 inches. I'm not sure if he wanted to try to clip this objective, but he will not be able to. But he should be able to hop to the other side of Drogon. CST. Okay, sorry, I was off. I was thinking Eastern, so that puts you at 11:30 my time. It's Baratheon, no worries. Don't need to check. I don't know. I like free folk into Baratheons. I like your lists. Yeah, I just find that Baratheons have such a hard time dealing with that many bodies. Their units are just almost too elite. I don't want to say elite because they're not like Night's Watch or Targaryen elite, but they're slow, and they don't hit hard enough. So what we see here next is Viserion bringing in the charge against the flank of the Mother Dragon's Blackguards. I'm surprised we did not see Drogon doing this first for another panic test to come out. I believe the 4 there was to make sure... Nope, that was a 1 on the D3. It's very confusing with the amount of dice that Groosalugg has in here. I never know exactly what he's rolling for. So the 1 on the D3. He is now away from the Weirwood. And this is where that panic token would come in handy for sure. He's now down to just 2 wounds left on his Mother of Dragons. And Endline won his match. Ooh. End line. Who's end line playing? I, off the top of my head, cannot remember. But that means that there is a Lannister player now going 2-0, which I did not see coming in for NA. Oh, and this puts me up against Arikas. No, that is not what I wanted to happen at all. Okay. After that failed panic test, at this point, even taking the money bags for TobhoMott will not oh, sorry. 4 wounds. Yeah. No, the panic test on the Mother of Dragons. As I was saying, yeah, even taking the money bags for TobhoMott will not be able to heal back up his unit enough for Drogon not to be able to come in and clear them out with a single attack. On average, he should be doing 5 wounds, so healing back up to 5 is not quite enough to save him. I think the play... Oh, he's going for it anyway. He's going for the heal. I honestly thought the play should have been for Viserion to come in and take out Drogon. Killing off that dragon, stopping the damage from coming in. You know that it was a guaranteed kill. With 5 wounds remaining. Sorry, 5 wounds taken. You only have to deal 3 wounds and you're doing a minimum 4 damage. And then, I don't know what his hand is like, but if he were to have an overrun, that pivot into Viserion could have been a 2 dragon kill. And this is what I was talking about splitting your dragons. If we can get... if TobhoMott can get both of these dragons down, he won't care as much about the center objective. He will have 2 dragons to Groosalug's 1, and still have his Mother of Dragons alive. Let's see here, Swift Retreat. So that was already played. Coming out, so it is Groosalug's activation now. And as I said, I am likely seeing Drogon into this Mother Dragons, finish it off, because that is a 3-point. We are seeing a maneuver happen. And okay. We are seeing Groos now coming for these objectives. He's going to be putting pressure on. Usually not the objective. But he's definitely going to be putting pressure onto TobhoMott with his 3rd dragon, knowing that both of his are in critical condition. I still find it very surprising that he would not go, potentially try to go for that auto kill onto the Mother of Dragons with Drogon. And Chris Charles is saying that Endline beat Mercarius Vex. Mercarius Vex. I remember him as a Lannister player from the TSL. I don't remember. Was he playing Starks or Free Folk? I want to see he's playing one of those two. Now watch me be completely wrong and he was actually playing Night's Watch. I think Groosalugg here is measuring out to see if Rhaegal is in range to come in against the Mother of Dragons, and if not, what he will need to do against Viserion. Afraid of Crown Zap. I'm not sure if the Crown Zap is really... It doesn't affect Groosalugg all that much, because even if the Dervishers get Crown Zapped, sure they fail, they take 4 wounds, and keep the panic token on. They don't hold the objective yet, they haven't activated, so they'd still be able to grab the objective, and none of the dragons can be affected. World Cup, he is playing Night's Watch. Okay. So my third and what I totally didn't think he was playing. Oh, so Night's Watch into the Lannisters. Now that's a good matchup. I would have put money on Lannisters in that matchup. I'm a big fan of the Lannisters. Ironically, I'm a large fan of the the Lannisters, because when I bought into the game, I was planning on selling off my Lannister selection and only playing Starks, because I didn't see the point of playing Lannisters. I only kept them for demo games, and everybody I demoed the game to wanted to play Starks, and I immediately fell in love with Tywin while demoing people games. Yeah. So Starks were my first love. Then Lannisters stole my heart. And now I bounce back and forth between the two, with just some fun neutrals thrown in there every now and again. I'm very looking forward to when Greyjoys come out. I honestly am not going to know what army I'm really going to play. There are too many exciting armies in this game. Not healed Mod. That is true. If he did not heal Mother of Dragons, he could have died to a panic zap. I didn't really think about that. Although if he dies to a panic zap and you can kill Drogon, you're still taking out a dragon before he has a chance to activate it. And sure, the dragon like the losing the panic Mother of Dragons to a panic test is a shame, but if you don't kill a dragon, then it can activate into one of your own dragons, and you potentially won't have that money bag to be able to heal up your own. Because sitting at 4, although I suppose if Groose had to grab the money bags on Viserion here. Very interesting. So we see Walder come down on the crowns. Very interesting. Nope, Walder's coming off the crown. So Crown Zap is currently doing nothing for TobhoMott. So Walder is coming down the crown. Let's see, where is he dealing his wound? He's going on Daenerys, dealing the wound. The panic check at a -2. Or is he searching? He is searching his deck. So, see, oh, I missed the card. But I'm assuming it would have been a Dracarys or likely a Dracarys. Um, I didn't see them measuring. I can't measure myself. Maybe Rhaegal is within the 6 inches. So the free attack. Drogon is activated. No, I don't believe Drogon is activated. Oh, no, you are right. Yes. Drogon is activated. Token isn't on, but Drogon started the turn engaged with Tobho's Drogon. He attacked with the free attack, got attacked back, and then in his actual activation, attacked and charged into the Mother of Dragons with Overrun. That is what's messing me up. Okay. Drogon not having the activation token on him. Now things are making much more sense. Thank you, Sealaw. Is it Sealaw or Claw? No. Start of round activation, I believe, was Walder Frey onto the swords. Likely in the event that he didn't do enough. Drain these swords into overrun? No. Because Walder came down onto the enemy Drogon. So if he had used Walder, if he hadn't used Walder first, then either Walder's influence came down before his attack, which is unlikely, or he wouldn't have been able to overrun with the attack because it would have been Walder killing off Drogon and not Drogon's actual attack. It's very confusing because it's Drogon on Drogon. So it is Claw. Okay, sorry. Okay. We're back to Tobho's activation. No, we are not on Tobho's activation. We are on Bruce's activation. So yes, okay. I now understand the Beggs play. I think we are very likely to see potentially this Mother Dragons. If Mother Dragons were to retreat forward, no, because even with Drogon, so you see Groose going for another play on the House of the Undying. Yes, Drogon healed by Tycho. That is. It was the Tycho heal. That is why he had to double attack with Drogon. See, House of the Undying and Dragon's Fury coming out to get a free maneuver or retreat action coming in. It looks like he is just trying to get. He's grabbing this objective. It looks like he's trying to get somewhat out of range of Viserion. With the maneuver and the shift, he will still be able to get back into range to kill off Drogon, though. Yeah. Yeah. Hits spread out, making him more vulnerable to overrun. It is true. Groos's units are all spread out. I'm just going off these markings here. We know that unit tray is roughly, what, 4 inches, I believe? If you kill and combat dragon moves into M2. That would be true, yes. Because of the objective. He would slow himself down by claiming the objective if he were to kill it. It is not a bad plan at all. This also denies Tobho's Mother of Dragons from potentially getting in to the front of Drogon here and being able to claim the objective for herself. And hello, Griffin. Welcome to the stream of Dragons on Dragons with Dragons. So we see Groosalugg here now activating Rhaegal. It looks like he wants to maneuver in a way such that he can get into range. The enemy Rhaegal while still staying out of free attack range of Viserion. It's likely not going to matter, as I don't believe Viserion has activated yet. For those of you joining us now, we have determined that Drogon here on the left flank is actually activated, although the token is not currently present. We had some technical issues earlier, and we believe that the disconnect is why the token is no longer there. So, Griffin Groosalugg trying to get this maneuver and shift so that he will not be in range of Viserion. Tobho looks like he moved up Viserion, what would be his 2-inch shift. Looks as though now, like I said, I can't measure anything myself, but it looked as though if sorry. You got me all messed up, Griffin. We were talking about you earlier because you're doing so well currently in the World Cup, and now I keep mixing you and Groosalugg up. But it did look like if Groosalugg were to bring his dragon up 2 inches straight here with the shift, it'd still be in front arc, and I believe would have been within range. Groos has somewhat put himself in a poor position. I feel like we can assume that TobhoMott has Dracarys in hand right now, which gives Viserion the ability to maneuver this way, charge into the flank of the enemy of Viserion, get an automatic kill off, and then the surge forth, pull ahead just enough that when the Mother of Dragon activates, he can use Dracarys to get the free ranged attack onto Drogon, killing both dragons in 2 activations, leaving it a 2-to-1 dragon game. And that is why killing the Mother of Dragons was so important earlier on. I honestly believe that going for Tobho's Drogon was the misplay. Now, in this, Groosalugg will be going up those additional 2 points for claiming the objective with his own Mother of Dragons. But I don't think it's quite enough. Back to TobhoMott. Will we see the Viserion play come out here? Even without an overrun, as long as he has Dracarys in hand. So it seemed that he has just claimed the tactic zone with Pyat Pri, I believe. That happened earlier. I think I've missed something here. Now, TobhoMott may have just realized that he has first activation next round, and that with Viserion he could come up, hit Rhaegal, even without a charge, just come up and get a free ranged attack off, or a charge or ranged attack off. Nope, we see him charging into the side of Viserion. I think we are seeing some confusing things going on here. Trey's going all over the place. Need things lined back up here. So I believe what we're seeing here, so we have unstoppable advance coming down. So that means that the charge cannot be disorderly. No. Oh yeah, sorry. Yep, the charge cannot be disorderly, and Viserion will be moving 7 inches. So we know that it is guaranteed in on Viserion. Going to charge in. Hit him in the right flank. I believe he's only doing this to get proper positioning on where he wants to be able to hit Drogon, because this is an automatic kill of Groosalugg's Viserion. He's rolling. It is 4 wounds, which, as we said, is just enough to kill off the enemy of Viserion. He's measuring. And he is playing an overrun. Okay. So with the 7, he needs a 3-inch charge, I believe. It's very hard to tell. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's just outside of the 10, so it will be 4 that he will need to get this charge off. we see the pivot. And we will see we do not see any roll coming out. Maybe he's decided not to play the overrun after realizing just how far of a charge it was going to be. Like I said, we are likely to see Mother of Dragons activate and Dracarys come down. And Rhaegal, unless he is going to take a long bomb charge off onto TobhoMott's Mother of Dragons, he has no way of getting in there to stop this combo from happening. So we see him just backing up to grab an objective. He's going to try to take an early lead on points. No, he's not claiming the objective. He's just pulling himself. Let's see. Ending its movement touching. Okay, so ending its movement. So even the free ship. Say, I think Fred loses if he used overrun. I don't think he loses if he uses overrun there. I agree. I don't think he wanted to fish for the 4. If he plays the overrun. Yeah, so now we see Dracarys come out to make the free attack action, killing off Drogon. Daenerys will probably march forward, getting as close to that objective as she possibly can. Making sure that next turn she can get a free maneuver onto it. Yeah, he has Dracarys. We had to assume that he had Dracarys, claiming a zone on the board and being able to take the Mother of Dragons effect into play, claiming one of her own objective cards. Fire Made Flesh was highly unlikely to happen. And it looks like that is the end of round 2, with the score being 4-2 in Groosalugg's favor, but the Dragons being 2-1 in TobhoMott's favor. I believe what we have to see here so we are seeing Rhaegal is within short range, of Daenerys' dervishers. And over here, the Blackguard are within range to grab this objective. Now, Bruce has definitely taken a strong lead. And potentially, if he can wait out with Rhaegal, if he can live the 2 dragon attacks and get into the Blackguard on turn, and it'll have to be on turn 4, or at least if he can get in there early this turn. He has to make sure that he can kill the Blackguard and continue to hold the objective over here with Daenerys and his dervishers. This unit right here is the only thing that is going to be able to save him. I think if Bruce can full on run away, he can actually win if he denies horses Tobho. He wins in round 2. Yes, he will win in 2 rounds if he can just run and live. So we see Waller come down onto the bags to heal up the Mother of Dragons. and his card is likely going to come down onto Daenerys' unit. And you see that third wound being dealt there. Situations and faster dragons. I agree. The faster dragons is what the issue is here. Honestly, I believe the play is, if Groose wants to do it, Rhaegal has to suicide bomb into Daenerys. So we're going to see Walder Frey come down onto the crowns. The question is, does he influence that unit? He's not going to want to give up that +2 victory points for killing the unit. The panic test at a -1 is a pass on an 8. And okay, we see Walder come down on Rhaegal. The only problem with that, Charles, is that if he can't do any more damage, and Fury of the Dragon. I'm not sure why those two just came out. Potentially Groose accidentally drew one extra card. I don't really know what happened there. But yes, where TobhoMott has the faster dragons, he can come in and attack Rhaegal. If he can get the jump on Rhaegal, he can 1-2 punch him. Okay, yeah. Drew too many cards. Yes, if he can if he can bring in his own dragons to kill off Groose's Rhaegal, then he's up a point there, bringing it 4-3, and all he needs to do is get his own mother dragons onto this objective. No, you cannot drop the objective. That's why I'm wondering what the distance is here. He'd have a potential... Oh, that's only 10. Wow, that is slow. Yeah, he has no way of getting to the Mother of Dragons. The activation advantage and your dragon advantage, essentially, that TobhoMott has is going to be basically what puts him up and over. I'm not sure. I believe TobhoMott just tried to maneuver over a unit's base. The only way to get over a unit's base is if you were to march. They have a 5.5-inch wide base for infantry, so there's no physical way to get over top with a maneuver. Yes. One dragon in one round. I think the issue, yeah, if Tobha had brought the dragon closer rather than in behind Daenerys, it's charges we're looking at. Like I said, I can't really measure distances, but looking off of here, let's say 10. we're looking at roughly 15 inches away for Rhaegal here. So that is very close to an automatic charge. That's just a 3 for the charge. And if we can see another, I don't remember the name of the card, the one that gives you +1 to your speed. That is essentially a guaranteed shot this round at all. I don't think it's shots. I think it is, it would be charges. It would have to be a charge is the only way that TobhoMott is getting into Rhaegal. So you see Daenerys activating, doing a maneuver forward onto the objective to claim it. Okay, now we see Rhaegal retreating. So it looks like Groose is doing exactly what you were saying, Charles, and is going for the just retreat and hold the objectives. Yes, they are speed 6 base. So they were. Now I'm using very rough measurement skills because I cannot actually measure as a spectator. So 15 inches, roughly, as what I was measuring, would have been a 3-inch charge, and if he had had that card to give him +1 movement, it would have been down to a 1-inch charge, so an automatic in. Yeah. That base 6 speed on a unit that ignores everything and moves like cavalry is quite ridiculous. Now I'm highly surprised that TobhoMott is not being more aggressive with his maneuvers right now with Viserion. He needs to get... Well, it looks like he is going for the Mother of Dragons. She's only going to be able to move 1 inch. And as long as he stays at least 10 inches away from Rhaegal, which I would have to say that she is likely... that Viserion is likely 10 inches away from that Rhaegal. If he can get this charge off, even at 9 wounds left, it's not a guaranteed kill. Kite the dragons. Yeah, kiting them is going to be tough, where they can move up to 18 inches and you can only move 4 maximum. They are just ridiculously fast. So we see the dervishers activating. They will get their 1-inch movement. See, both players haven't activated their last NCU. We can potentially see another Fury of the Dragon come out from either player to get more maneuvers. If TobhoMott can get his maneuvers into place at Daenerys' dervishers, although he will have second activation coming into round 4, if he can stay far enough away from Rhaegal, he can get in there and killing Daenerys will be essentially the killing blow. There'll be no way to come back from that 3-point swing. Technically, a 5-point swing by taking away the 2 victory points that Griffin would be getting. Yeah, I agree. The only play he has is to kite. So we see Pri come down onto the House of the Undying. I'm rolling a 1, discarding all 5 of those cards. See a Swift Retreat, a Dracarys, Fire Made Flesh, a Hit and Run, and a second Dracarys being lost by Groosalugg. Yes, if he can make it so only one dragon can hit his Mother of Dragons, then he will win that fight. For melee attack, the unit controlling a token if the attacker has more ranks. So the dragon will never have more ranks than Daenerys, even if she takes it down to just a single wound. So he will need to do at least 9 wounds out of a potential 10 on an attack. That is very risky. Although technically, with the attack, if you were to fail to panic and drop that objective, that would be enough to stop him from scoring those points. Yeah, losing both Dracarys is very nasty. Yeah. Red is out-activating black. All he needs to do is make Dany fail a panic test. And that is essentially, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's game just yet. He needs to be able to, if he can get in there and get the charge off so Dany drops the objective, I think that will be game. And now we see both dragons coming down in range. Comes down to the panic. Yeah, it is definitely going to come down to the panic. At the end of the next round and start of round 5. I honestly don't think they're going to make it to a round 5. The game is likely going to be over on round 4. Unless we can see a Rhaegal charge into Rhaegal. Can tutor the cards back in the hand, but it may be too late already at that point. Dracarys coming down. I believe TobhoMott is discarding some cards now. Overrun, Dracarys, and a not sure why. Oh, +1. Okay. So Dracarys and a Fire Made Flesh discarded by red. And 3 cards drawn back up by black. My cat, it definitely has extremely low morale. He is angry because I am not currently feeding him. It is his second supper time, as we decided to no longer give him breakfast, as he was just waking us up like this in the morning. So he's angry that he can hear me, and I'm not giving him food. Okay, so we see Black's first activation. I think we're... This is a tough call. He can go for the bags, the Walder onto the bags, Walder zap Rhaegal, and heal up his own Dany unit. That's what we're gonna see? Okay, yep. This way, if he gets lucky and can get a charge off with Rhaegal, that will do just enough. If he hits the 6, he definitely has gained vicious. Yeah, so if Rhaegal can hit the 6 here, if Black's Rhaegal can hit the 6 onto Red's, then that will kill him off. And this currently means that Dany's Dervishers cannot be one-shot. Even with a max fail panic, removing that panic token, and a max damage attack, you will only be taking 10 wounds, absolute maximum. Okay. So you see Waller coming down onto the maneuver. Very interesting. I am highly surprised that he is bringing Walder down. The 2 points he gets from killing Daenerys' unit are what could really swing him. It looks like he also forgot to give himself the 2 points for holding this objective. I believe the score should currently be 7-4. That would put the score to a 7-7. Killing Daenerys. Dragon's Flight. Block the charge. Now what is... So he will not, I believe, actually be able to block the charge with Dragon's Flight. The trigger is when an enemy ends its move within short range of Daenerys' unit. So if he makes contact on the charge already, as long as he ends his free maneuver outside of short range, then he will not be able to get that free maneuver into range. And we see it. Walder is coming down onto Daenerys' unit. That will stop the +2 victory points. He is gonna have to go for a table at this point. And we see Tycho coming out. Sorry, not Tycho. Illyrio coming out. Likely grabbing the crown. Let's be going back and forth. I think crown is the way he has to go. Because even if he doesn't... if he can force a fail onto the Blackguards, they'll be taking morale on a 6 with a panic token. If he can force that morale, he can try to kill them off just through panic damage. And we're using a card. No, he won't be able to tutor a card. Okay, the first maneuver from the Cav move. As long as he keeps that first maneuver from the Cav move, he can just stay out of short range of Daenerys. He doesn't. There's no reason for him to come within short range. At a 7 inches, he's guaranteed in no matter what. You see Illyrio grab the crowns, but there's no crown zap happening. I don't see don't see Fury of the Dragon come out. And he can't tutor a card because Daenerys... oh, yes, he can tutor a card. Currently, Black is first player. That is true. That is very true. You cannot march with the token. So Dragon's Flight will not be able to do anything. Yeah, I find it very strange that he didn't go for the panic onto Daenerys' unit, even just for the damage. The potential damage output, I mean, it has to be worth more than a Dracarys at this point, because Dracarys will be the only thing, and he is not currently in a position to be able to make an attack. And as Leet Teddy pointed out, Dragon's Flight is make a free march, and you are unable to march when you're holding a token. Looks like TobhoMott realized that he had not given himself the two objectives, or not the two objectives, sorry, the 2 points for holding the objective. Can maneuver over again with this card to block the landing space, but maybe not. So we see Tobho grabbing the letters here. Likely we're going to see another panic token to come down onto Daenerys' unit. Try to force out. It looks like he's just trying to out-activate Black at this point. Make sure that Daenerys' unit activates before he goes in for the charge. The question is now going to be, do we see Rhaegal go for the YOLO charge into red Rhaegal and hope for that 6 damage? That is his only option at this point. Even without a YOLO charge, he can also just move forward. If he can stay within short range of the Dervishers, then he can potentially double attack here. So he can do his free 2-inch maneuver and then a 2-inch shift. Make sure that he is within short range of the dragon. I can't see arcs, but I would say likely that Rhaegal would have to hit Daenerys' unit in the front if he wanted to go for that charge. Going for the pivot. And his shift 2. Staying within 6 inches of his own Dervisher unit. Wants to stay out of range so that a free attack from Viserion won't be able to come down onto Rhaegal. So he cannot be double tapped potentially. And it looks like he's going to be using his ranged attack of Rhaegal on Rhaegal. And oh my god, we see it. That is Rhaegal dealing 6 damage to the enemy Rhaegal. This game just became way more interesting. Holy. that brings activation advantage back into... Well, not back. I guess Red still will have the last activation of the round. He can force a dropped token, but he can no longer force a even if he does drop the token. Now, I think we're going to see here a shift forward into a short range. That's it. Is he just maneuvering? No, he's going for the charge. I'm not sure how he is in the flank there. That looked like that was going to be front to me. He's not rolling for disorderly, likely because he does not have any cards he cares to play. And we see a Dragon's Flight. Now, Dragon's Flight will not be able to happen. He cannot march while holding a token. Just double checking. Yeah, may not march. It does not say maneuver. Yeah. All Black has to do is take the swords, attack, even activate an attack. No, he'll have to, if he takes the swords and attacks, then he'll grab the objective, he'll hold it. Dragon's Flight should not have been played. That objective should still be held by Rhaegal. We see 4 damage coming through from Rhaegal's attack. And we see the panic coming through now. And that is a past panic test. That, I believe, right there is game. Oh my. That is definitely game right there. I'm gonna hop back into chat with these guys. Or we'll at least let them finish out the round, I suppose, but... Oh, sorry, the panic. Right, the panicked token just came out. And he brought Daenerys down to a single rank. Now, the free march here from Dragon's Flight is the issue. So I think what we're seeing here is Red is going to make their free retreat. It looks like they played a hit and run. I don't remember him rolling. I guess it doesn't matter, that's after the attack. Retreat away. They're rolling a 6, and Daenerys will become weakened. Daenerys already is. So that really doesn't matter. I don't think that Red has thrown this away, but we definitely made this interesting. So the game will not be over here on turn 4. And I don't think that Rhaegal is going to be able to get in to get the attack off onto Viserion. I think Red has just taken it. So at the end of this round, Red will score 3, Black will score 1. There's no way to get that dragon to drop the objective. Black cannot heal up enough. He lost 1 too many wounds in that failed panic. We see unstoppable advance coming down instead of a friendly turn. I don't essentially so that he cannot get a disorderly charge. He cannot gain dice on movement unless he's playing this on Daenerys' unit and planning on charging into Viserion. Only 4 dice hitting on 3 though. I guess just moving away. At this point, he's gonna have to go for the long run. He just moved a total of, I believe, 14 inches there. And why he's turning back, I do not understand. I am not sure why the dervishers are facing this direction now. Yeah, it's not over yet. The panic token is what saved Red there. TobhoMott. That panic token, the 1 extra damage. And there is no way. I cannot see a way for Black to get back into this with the positioning he put on his dervishers. He will not have first round activation, so he can't take the maneuver to get closer to the Blackguard. He doesn't have end of round activation, but he can't snipe the crown to force a drop there. We see a Fury of the Dragon come down. All Red has to do at this point is run away. The dragons are too slow to catch up to Red. He is maneuvering forward. I don't know what's going on anymore. I am really not sure what the play is here. I don't believe it'll be a draw. At the end of round 4, the score will be 7-9 in Red's favor. And then as long as his own Mother of Dragons remains alive with the token, he's pulling forward. I don't even understand why Pirate Pre didn't go for the Hacienda. I am I'm lost. I'm very confused. I agree, Sunday Slaughter. I am also extremely confused. The game isn't going to make it to round 6 though, Raymond. That's the issue. The score will come up to 7-9 here. And then... Oh, I see. It will be 7-9. Yeah. It will be 10-10 at the end of round 5. Yeah, I'm very confused as to why he's moving into the middle. All he has to do is keep his blackguard away. If they don't die, if they don't get attacked, he wins. He has first activation this round. All he needs to do is claim the crown and crowns up Daenerys' unit. Then he won't be able to drop the objective with that. He can't heal up enough to bring him back to like a full second rank. I'm very lost. Double tapping the dragon first activation. I don't think there's a way to get a double tap on the dragon. I think at this point you burn all your NCUs. I guess Black wins this by activating his dragon last and attacking into Viserion. So if he can do an attack at the end of the round, yeah, if Viserion gets an attack at the end of the round and then attacks first at the beginning of the round, very, very odd stuff. So we see Walder come down under the crown. He's going to hit Daenerys' unit. And we're likely to see the panic test. Oh. Panic test at a -1, which will become neutral because of the weirwood tree. And a 6 will be a pass. Yeah, the 6 is a pass there. Well, Walder before or after the test doesn't matter a ton. The one wound on the dragon doesn't change anything. It'll still take a bare minimum to 2 attacks to kill the dragon. He's not going for the heal. I'm highly confused. Although, That is true. You are cheating yourself out of a VP. Yeah, the critical fail could have just instantly killed the unit, giving you the 3 VP for killing the Mother of Dragons. Right, I forgot about the turning off of abilities. That is true. This game has just gone back and forth. I really don't know how this is going to end. I think we're gonna see Walder take the bag. But Walder seems to be going to the maneuver. Okay, just cleaning up cards on the field, that's all that's going on now. Taking the maneuver. I wonder if he's trying to figure out if he can tap that dragon. The heal would have been the key first. He needs the heal. Without the heal, he is stuck at 1 rank and will not be able to take the objective away from Viserion. I want to say 10 inches away. The only reason I'd say not to line up a charge on the Blackguard would be that he would have to take a panic test before that attack. And what is it? If the attacker has more rank. So with only 4 dice hitting on 3s, it's unlikely he's gonna do enough damage or even force a panic test out of the Blackguard with his weakened dervishers. I think that the time to kill the Blackguard is long past. I think he missed his opportunity on turn 2 to have turn 1 and turn 2 to have them dealt with and gone. He seems to be maneuvering up. He seems dead set on taking out this dragon. And while they're coming down on Viserion to deal the wound there. I think they're measuring out what distances are. I do not remember that specific quote from Star Wars. I'm sorry. I may be a large Star Wars fan, but I do not remember Lando quotes. Ultimately, they know the cards they have. I'm sure it makes sense. I do agree, it definitely makes sense to them, but I'm just watching it. I don't know what what their plan is here. So it will be Red's activation. I'm surprised he's not just going for the money bag to deny... What do we see come out here? Fury of the Dragon. Okay, so we do see a Fury of the Dragon come out. He is denying that money bag zone. And I would assume he's going to try to get further away from these dervishers. Yes, he can first slash last. But then the dervishers need to be able to get there to grab that objective. That will only get him 1 point over Red. And Red will still be scoring 2 points for holding with Daenerys. So he has to both force a drop on Daenerys and kill Viserion in a spot that he can get the objective with Daenerys. Or, no, that's true. If he kills Viserion, because at the end of this round it will be 10-10. So the score will be 12-12 by the time the final is scored. Yeah, Black should have this. As long as they just fill out the tactics board. True, he'd win with more points on the board. Which is not how I thought this was going to go. I think the only thing that Red will be able to do I honestly don't know. I would have called it 2 rounds ago too. But Rhaegal dying to that ranged attack was just incredible for Black. That is what kept him in the game at this point. There have been some some big swings, some very trolly moments, and at this point it looks like it's just it's almost like a cat mouse. Now, the tactics board's going to need to be filled. He needs to clear off that free attack space. So that way, if he does charge in, he can't get double tapped himself. Yeah, he put himself in a poor position. He should have made sure that he was at least 10 inches away so that there was no chance of a shot coming in on him. Because even 10 inches is enough. Because of the movement speed of 2, that would have kept him far enough away from either a charge, 10.1. All he had to do was keep himself 10.1 inches away, which I'm sure he wasn't even thinking about. And then he could have double tapped Daenerys with dragons. I agree, tiebreakers are 100% important. But at this point, Red needs to play for... Red needs to stay alive, essentially. Red needs to get in a position that Rhaegal cannot take out his own dragon. He doesn't care if he does damage himself. Looking at... We're doing a double maneuver, I'm guessing. Yeah, just getting as far away as we can. Because that is his only play at this point. So Black we see activating. Grabbing the tactics zone. I 100% agree. This is the first ever Mother Dragons versus Mother Dragons matchup to be recorded on the A Song of Ice and Fire Stats website. And luckily, it's our first Dragons on Dragons stream. All your Hot Dragons action right here from the World's Edge. So there's no like in the Stark mirror match. You know, if you want to come like first or second, you know what zones you should be hitting. Because the house gets Dracarys back. Yeah. I mean, at this point, he doesn't even need to worry about covering the house yet. He can wait till his last NCU activation to grab Dracarys back, whether he covers the house or covers the swords. We see Daenerys activating here, moving closer again. I don't know why. I don't know if he's trying to get a charge off. We're looking at likely over 12 inches away. So he's got a long way to go before he could even potentially get in there. We see an unstoppable advance coming down. And grabbing the swords. Seeing any other cards being played? Because unstoppable advance won't do anything grabbing the swords. Unless he's playing a card to let him maneuver. No, it looks like he was just chucking it out to have it out there. And for our House the Undying roll, we see a 5, which will be likely turned into a 6. I don't know what cards at this point he might need. There's no way to heal out of the Targaryen Tactics deck. An unstoppable advance. Hit and run. Yeah, I really don't know what the play is here. There can't be many. I honestly don't think any tactics cards are overly useful to TobhoMott at this point. I think red is essentially just playing to stay alive. And sadly lose by having just one less point on the table. Here we see the activation coming in from the dragon. See the 2-inch move. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope he did not just move 3 there. He cannot increase his speed while holding a token. Were we likely to see the charge coming down? I would have hoped that TobhoMott would have put himself in a position that he could have stayed at least 6 inches, not 6 inches, but as close to 10 inches away as possible. He had a 4-inch essentially movement to get away. Very, very interesting moves here. See, now the issue is he just moved himself into range of red. Unless he has a Dracarys, which he hopefully does, based on the plays he's made, there is no way for him to not take damage. To not basically be... He needs to double tap this dragon. Yes, if it's 10-10, they play round 6. And that's the issue. He needs to be able to double tap this dragon. I mean, Black just needs to stay alive, honestly. But double tapping the dragon puts him ahead to where he will win turn 6. He needs to double tap this dragon. Yeah, I agree. Black needs to have Dracarys, which we are highly assuming he has at this point. It looks like we just see TobhoMott moving forward into range to get a ranged attack off. So he's probably hoping that Black does not have a Dracarys. I agree. Black should 100% know, Red should 100% know what Black has and doesn't have. We can't see the discard pile, but Red is open to that information. So Black has taken 4 wounds from that attack. Oh, sorry, no, 5 wounds from that attack. And here it is. Yeah, we see the Dracarys come down. True, yes, they both got discarded. We knew that from the start of the round. And this is going to be game right here. Essentially, free 1-inch shift forward. And the D3 damage, he's dealing 6. So yeah, exactly. It will come down to a crown zap on Danny. As Black will have first activation in round 6. I think he, at this point, is just trying to make sure that he is not within range of that corpse pile. He's positioning himself in a way that he is 6 inches of the weirwood, but not the corpse pile. Yes, 100%. First action is next round to take the swords and kill Red's dragon. So we're at 10 points apiece right now. Some cards being shuffled around. Now, right, sorry, it does not, red does not, or black does not need to take the swords because Viserion took 1 wound from Walder earlier, dealing the 6 damage. The single wound from Walder is enough to kill Viserion. So by blocking the heal, now he blocks the heal. Sorry, he doesn't block. He takes the heal, fills up, and makes it so that he can no longer be crown zapped. I believe both Dracarys were discarded. He claimed the swords at the end of the round. I'm just gonna hop back into Discord with these guys.
But I'll just quickly put it out for the final score. It doesn't take much to do.
Hey there, guys. That was one hell of a game.
Well, I guess the main thing is, like, so I think the final score is going to be 14 to 12, because I'm going to use Fury of the Dragon to guarantee I can move over here, and I'll just make sure the crown's gone before that happens, and that's the only thing that matters. Right? Is that right?
Yeah. So red would be your activation, Tobo?
Yeah, and then I'll take the crown, but I'll spin them around with Fear of the Dragon over to here, and then I'll move to 6 or whatever, and then I'll hop on it with activation. And so with Viserion, you just ran away? Maybe. I'm not sure.
You would have one so long as Viserion couldn't die. It was the double tap between the last attack from Dracarys and the first attack round 6 that put him into the lead.
Okay. Yeah, it might have been enough. Yeah. I'm gonna quickly just do something.
Well, congratulations to you both, especially Groosalugg. You have just won. Oh, we are disconnected apparently. But congratulations on winning the first Dragon on Dragon mirror match. Do you guys have anything you want to say to chat before we call her a night?
I'm I'm surprised I won after I feel like I punted deployment. Yeah, I had this game plan. Yeah, I had this game plan about using Dracarys and Dervishes early, and then I just threw it out the window.
I honestly was surprised that you went for Drogon and not the Mother of Dragons on that first turn charge. Um, and then it almost snowballed on you there, but when you were able to kill Rhaegal, Rhaegal with your Rhaegal doing the 6 damage, that is what brought you right back into the thick of things.
Yeah, it was tight. Yeah, I think we both made a lot of little tiny There's a lot. It's just all tiny bits of maneuvering and stuff.
I mean, this is the first ever dragon on dragon match. There's a lot of there's this set precedent for everyone else essentially. There's nothing to look at and say, okay, this is how people have won or lost this match before. So there are bound to be mistakes of just things that no other matchup is like this.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I like changed my mind after I deployed, but though a couple failed panics on this Blackguard, and I might have had them killed immediately.
Yeah.
But it was close.
Alright, guys. Well, thank you for the amazing stream, and good luck to you both in the rest of the tournament. Cheers.
So yeah.